It's fella.
Stuart, and this is the Bowlerhat Farmer that I wanted to introduce you to. If you want to have a chat with him, that's great. Thank you, Stu.
Hello, fella. How you doing? I'm Mark, the Bowlerhat Farmer. You are?
Stuart.
Stuart. So, Stuart, we are here in Caister, and tell us about your beautiful meat then.
Well,
Local?
Yes, it's all local. It's all farm local. We use the same abattoir. We've been through grandfather, grandfather, father, and now we're on with the son supplying us.
Right.
And they're sheep farmers and cattle farmers.
Yeah.
So
That's how I pick it up from there.
So we've used them for quite a number of years, and it's all local.
Brilliant.
You know.
So, from your side, how long have you been out here doing this? From your side,
38 years I've been coming here.
right?
So, and we've won Taste of Lincolnshire 4 times.
Right.
So, yeah.
Know what you're doing then?
Yeah. Just
This, I'm a greengrocer by profession, as much as I've got the farm and everything. And I think it's fair to say we are a dying breed. People who actually understand real food, where it comes from, how to look after it.
I'm a qualified slaughterman and master butcher.
Right.
I was head slaughterman for 12 years at PW Turners in Grimsby.
Yep.
So we see a lot of the cattle, a lot of different breeds, a lot of cattle from local areas.
Yep.
Coming in from Scotland and all sorts. And there isn't any of that anymore.
No.
I mean,
it's hardly any slaughterhouses now. That's one of the other issues.
There is LB Brown and Son. They're at Lincoln now.
Right.
There was Turners in Grimsby. That's closed down. There was Franz Buehler's in Boston. That closed down.
Yeah.
So I think the next one is it Spalding?
Right.
And I think the people in Spalding has bought Lakins in Louth.
Right.
So they've got their own butcher's shop now. So,
I mean, we're from Bury St Edmunds, and every village almost around where we live used to have a slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Now there's nothing. Nothing.
Well, in Grimsby, there was 3 or 4 in Grimsby.
Yeah.
You know, behind the butcher's shops.
Yeah.
You know, it's but like I say, it's a dying breed. And I've been in the profession since I was 11-year old.
Right.
I'm 59 this year.
Yeah.
And I've seen people come and go to the industry.
Yeah.
Less and less farmers.
Yeah.
Less and less produce.
Yeah.
Harder to get hold of now.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, we're touring the country and trying to speak to farmers about what's going on and where we are as a collective.
Yeah.
And try and get them to understand we've got to put more animals back on the farms. To regenerate the farms, we need to have more animals back on farms. There is a massive demand for British food. Massive.
There is.
And what I find my frustration is that the farmers aren't producing the food that the people want. And as we're going around, I'm doing talks, and we're in Welton tonight, and we're in Mablethorpe on Sunday afternoon. Yeah. And we ask one question of the audience: if you could buy chemical-free food direct from a farmer, would you? Now, I say direct. That could be via a butcher, a greengrocer, whatever. Yeah. But people don't want to use supermarkets. They're kicking back against it, but there's nothing to give them instead. No. That seems to be the problem. The farmers aren't producing what people want, and that isn't then getting down to the likes of you and me.
Well, the thing is, there is not many of us left anymore.
No.
We're a dying breed, and unfortunately, the government don't want farming in this country.
No.
That's why they're paying them all for this set aside.
Yeah.
More wind farms.
Yeah.
More solar farms.
Yeah.
Solar farms. It's all prime farmland.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're passing all this for building houses.
Yeah, yeah.
In our village, there was historical grounds, because our village, we've got one of the oldest Saxon churches in the UK. Okay. I think there's 3 of them, and ours is one of the oldest. And we also used to have a big Saxon settlement in Holtby, where we're from, and they bulldozed it all. And there's 380 houses going on there. Well, that used to farm prize Charolais, purebred Charolais on there.
Yeah.
That was through Fenwick's, and then a guy called Cyril Smith took it over.
Right.
But they've been sold on now, and that's another breed gone.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's.
I mean, we're seeing this all over the country. The detriment. We was really impressed when we went from Glastonbury down to Land's End.
Yeah, yeah.
Their food security is really important down that area. But the rest of the country, we seem to have lost our way on this, you know. And it seems to me that when we go and do talks, the public have got their hands up. The public are wanting it.
Yeah.
But we're fighting against, like you said, we're fighting against the government wanting to shut down all the farms. And, you know, I know my followers, you know, we've got 75,000 followers. They know from my side what I talk about, but it's good to hear it coming from someone else as well in the industry. So, I mean, so have you had a busy morning?
Yes, as you can see, I've hardly got anything left.
So this is down to the fact that people still want to come and see you and buy local produce.
Yes, because like I say, we source everything local.
Yep.
And it's all homemade sausage and burgers, and we're near enough sell out every week. Good. And everybody who tries our chickens in that lot, we get market raised, and we get it from. We sell about 35 kilo here on a Saturday.
Wow!
Because people they've got no water in them,
right?
And they've got densibility, chewability. Instead of it being, when it's cooked, it's like mush.
Yeah, yeah.
Which because it's not pumped with water. You know, I mean, they're even pumping the beef with water now, or solutions. Yeah. You know. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I won't. You know, unless I know where my meat's coming from, I won't eat anything out of the supermarket. But you know, because we know it's just so full of shite. So okay, brilliant. Okay, well, it's nice talking to you.
And you, fella. Good luck. Continue to fight.
Yeah. But like I say, we need local people shopping local, and instead of putting millions of pounds of profit in local, and instead of putting millions of pounds of profit in these corporate companies.
Yeah,
we need to get us back.
Yeah,
I mean, people say to me, "What we need is a butcher shop." Well, the amount of rates and rent and equipment you need. That's what I mean. Once you lose these butchers,
we're never going to replace them.
Expensive to get them back.
No, totally.
I mean, a cabinet like this, you're looking at 38,000.
Yeah.
Put a new one in.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. You've got to sell a lot of meat for that.
You have.
One of the things that we try and get through to people on the talks is just how important money is to take away from the supermarket system. Because if they give you £1, they haven't taken away £1 from the supermarket. They've increased our buying power on this side by £2 because you've taken the £1 away from the supermarket and given the £1 to you locally.
Exactly.
And are you a fairly local person?
We're between Grimsby and Louth. We're like Holtney Clay.
Okay, yeah. So in realms of where we are here, fairly local. And the thing is, if you take money, you can spend your money locally, and that's what's happened with the supermarkets, don't they? Strip it all out.
I spend my money with local veg.
Yeah.
Leslie goes to the market every week.
Yeah.
Twice a week to get fresh veg. I spend with her. She spends with me.
Yeah.
So between us, it's putting it back into the system.
And that's how it all used to be, and it was that simple. And we kind of, I don't know, we seem to have lost our way on loads of things in the last 50 years, don't we? Especially spending. And I don't think the public listening to this, the importance here really is take your money away from the supermarkets and spend it with local suppliers. I cannot emphasise that enough. For every £1 you spend for a local supplier, you take it away from the supermarkets, that's the difference of £2. If you want to pull the supermarkets down, they only have 3% profit margins. It don't take long to take that away from them, guys. It's down to you. Brilliant. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
And you.
Thanks, Stu.